Hi, everyone. This is Crystal Lynette and with Misha Allen. Thank you so much. We had some technical difficulties, but let's get started. Let's just get started. So pray
Yes.
for us that there are no more technical difficulties. This is our first time having technical difficulties like that. So, Misha, who do you want to start with?
We'll start with Ryan and Brett. And yeah, so let's start with Ryan meeting Brett's parents and him mentioning the red hair off the bat, which I thought was like a sign. He don't like that red hair. But let's get into that whole
He
situation.
said the red hair either it's gonna look amazing or horrible. Like he said, there's no in between. He said there is no in between. I do wonder because that has been a bone of contention since the beginning, and we definitely said that he's more Taylor Swift. He's not I don't know a rocker right now off the top of my head.
Mhm.
So he just I don't think he's feeling it, but I don't think he's feeling a lot of things. I think, as I just said, there is a drum line going on in that head. He just is holding it all in, or a congressional caucus. Like there is something happening, but in his eyes, he just has tired eyes. So, yeah. What did you think of Ryan? I'm sorry, Brett, the two boy name. Sorry, meeting his family.
Um, I think she. Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying
I can't see the
something.
chat. Usually I can see the chat and I
Oh,
have that's what I'm looking for. But we'll get it
oh,
going, you guys. Let's
child.
so
What
but
a
yeah, go
day.
ahead.
But yeah, Brett and the family, Brett, I think what was it? The sister-in-law? Who was it that made the potato comment that he usually dates people that have no depth? And I just thought it was like a testament to like it was like confirmation, like, okay, I'm not tripping about Ryan being so spaced out and not there. So I think he has to date people that don't have substance or depth or that like aren't fully there because anyone with depth would notice, okay, what's going on with you? Like, is there something wrong? Like, do you want to talk about it? And I don't know. Maybe he just
He's
doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to deal with it. But I think it's a testament to that there's something going on with him.
yes.
And I don't think it's fair to Brett
Right.
that
And it's
she's,
not fair to
yeah.
Brett that she's got to yank his chain and pull him along. And yes, I agree. That she said he's always dating potatoes, and I'm glad that Brett like asked her, "What do you mean by that exactly?" So they've always been, no depth. They've just been a pretty face with no depth. And here this girl is coming along, and she's a teacher, she's a volleyball coach, she's all of these things, and he's never had a um, he's never had to bring depth to the table. So I believe that he thinks, oh gosh, I'm really going to have to come with it. I'm really going to, like, this is either this girl is out of my league or he's got a lot of things that he's thinking, but he won't ever say because he's never had, and I was talking to Maria S about this, and she said, Crystal, he's dated 2,000 women. I said, you just said it. He's dated them, but has he actually had a relationship with any of them that lasted
Mhm,
a long time? Has he gone to second and third dates? And I said, I don't think so. I think that these are all like he's been a serial dater and
mhm.
he has never had to bring more to the table. And I think that he's just in his head, he's like, oh gosh, I'm gonna really have to come with it. And I don't think that he can. I don't know that he can. I think that he's having a mental um oh no, there's a drum line. There's a lot going on behind his head. He's just not saying it.
So Felicia asked in the chat, do you
Who's
think
Felicia?
Ryan is shallow?
Elaborate, Felicia. Shallow how? let's show this. Shallow how? Like he's, well, I do want to talk about the plane ride. That what
Before that, what do
yes.
you feel about the family telling Brett she needs to yank his chain and she needs to pry things out of him? What did
I
you
don't,
think
and
about
so that's the same thing. I don't agree with, and I said, gosh, this is going to put a lot on her. This is going to put a lot on her, and she doesn't have. She said it. I've never had to pull somebody along. I've never had to pull anything out of anybody. Like I feel like Brett is what you see is what you get with Brett. And I said, I
Mhm.
would be friends with Brett. You know, she's a cool girl, and she's like, I'm a teacher. I coach volleyball. I like to uplift young girls. Like that's the type of person she is. But having to, they said, shy comes off as standoffish, and he looks standoffish. I said, you're right. Shy comes off as standoffish. She's got the same thing, conversations that we've had about Paige. It was not her job to make you a better man. So it was
Yeah.
not, it's not, Brett's job to pull him along a little bit. Like, you see who I am, and sometimes you can motivate somebody to, hey, you want to do this? I've never done that before, but I'll try it. That type of thing, but not
Mhm.
to the extent that she's gonna have to, it seems like.
Right.
Let me see.
I just feel like we grown. I ain't yanking, pulling nothing. Like, and I'm just like, why does she have to do that with a stranger? Like, I understand, like, she'll have to in order to make the marriage work, but it's not right. Where, like I said, like weeks before with Gil and Merla, it's kind of like they're trying to put the pressure on Gil to make her not be high maintenance. So I feel like with Brett, she now has the pressure to make sure every like he's not holding stuff in, and it's a mess. It's
It's
too much.
it's gonna be too much. It's gonna, unless he starts to open up on his own, it's too
Hmm.
much. It's that's too much to ask of her. And let's go to this comment, Alicia. I agree. There's got to be something. There is a such thing as prolonged grief. I had a best friend
Hmm.
pass away in 2016, and there is a such thing as just prolonged grief. And I actually don't think it was that long ago. I think it was like a year or two ago. So there sometimes, you know, or depression. There is somebody that could be just going through life and say, "Hey, let me do this," but could be depressed. So I think it could be that. I think that he just there's just a lot going on behind those eyes. I think
Right, yeah.
there's a whole judge and jury behind those eyes, and he's just not bringing it out. So, um, you want to talk about this? I'm mad at them for not even showing the plane ride. Like it, at the most, it could have been good TV. But to me, I know people that are nervous flyers. I'm not a nervous flyer. I'm not a nervous
Hmm.
flyer. I actually listen. As soon as that plane starts to go like this and the air pressure starts to hit, give me a window seat and a pillow. I fall right to sleep. So, but I know people that are nervous flyers. Like you're going to have to deal with that. And now, I do think production probably asked him, what if this was a first date? Would you have been okay with it? But he was like, this was the worst thing in the world. Like I can control the plane. Like he was, I said, sweetie, what's wrong with you? So, what did you think
His
about that?
his nonchalant reaction to her talking, I was like, ooh, I was annoyed for her. I don't think she was annoyed, but I was like annoyed for her because I was like, if I was in that position and I'm explaining something to you and you're just staring into space and have nothing to say, I'm like, I can do it. I could not do
And
it.
besides that, she was trying to make him more comfortable and so thankful. She was like, being here with you made me feel more comfortable. Thank you so much. Like she was really trying to tell him, thank you for making me
What
feel
did
more
he do
comfortable.
though? How
No,
did he really make
well,
her comfortable?
he must, I don't know, because they didn't show it. I was like, was she jittery? Was she hyperventilating? What was it? Because I've seen people that are just nervous flyers. I've been in like some planes that with heavy turbulence. So what did he do? Did he like caress her hand? Like did he, what did he do? To the look of it, and I get that he may there's a difference between not having any expression in your face and just be blank.
Mhm.
Just be blank. And ooh,
I couldn't do it.
I can do
I
it.
couldn't do it. I was like, no. And that's why they're reminding me of like Ryan and Clara. Clara came in with this outspoken openness to her, and then she got with Ryan, and it's like Ryan told me to be quiet, so I'm gonna be quiet. And I
I
see
don't
her
think
like following in that.
No, I don't now see that's why I love doing this with you because I disagree. I don't think she'll lose herself. Like Clara, we kind of said that Clara would lose herself. I feel like Brett has enough sense of herself that
Mm,
she's not going to lose herself. Like she has enough um sense of herself, sense of who she is that she's not going to lose herself. I could be wrong. We're going to be doing this every week,
mhm.
so so I will stand
We
corrected if
will
that's the case.
see. Like
We will
you
see,
never really know.
but I
You
do
never
see
know.
your point about Ryan. I got a little bit more. I got a little bit more. What's his name, Jacob, from him, but we'll see. So I think that's an interesting comparison. So yeah, so I think that's going to be an interesting comparison. Um, what else about them two? That was the trip. The flights.
There's not much to them. I'm
That's
like,
why I'm
every time
going to
they
start
put
with
it to
them.
them, I'm like, okay, show somebody else. Go to
Yeah, let me
Johnny and
wake
Bell.
up real quick. Yeah, I agree, Beverly. Brett to me seems pretty strong. She seems pretty strong. So yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully I don't see her losing herself like Clara. Who do you want to go to next?
Let's just jump into Johnny and Bao.
Okay.
First of all, oh my gosh, okay. Bao's doing it again. Why do you have 10-year-old text messages?
I don't get that.
One. Then two, when she was like, well, do you want to you're gonna sleep in the bed with me? Don't you want to sleep in your own bed? I said, Bow,
No,
I'm about to
she said
punch
it
you in the
rudely
face.
though. Okay, so
I
I
was
heard.
like, well, I don't want to stop you from sleeping. I'm like, if you don't, she was Karening to the max. I was like, you've been married 2 days and you already trying to sleep in separate beds. Like, do you want to be divorced that bad? Like, what is
Look,
going on? And it's like, I know she likes him. I know she's into him, but the things she's doing, I'm like, do you want a divorce? Like,
so, and this is what I've said before that she's gonna talk. If she keeps doing this, she's gonna either not talk herself, and not touch herself into the friend zone because she does like him.
mm-hmm.
But at the same time, and she said it. She was like, "Yeah, but why are you gonna sleep in this bed?" And she said it like that. Like, but so he said that you snore. I said, "Sweetheart, you are taking consideration to another level. You don't get your maybe she just doesn't understand you're married now. She doesn't feel married yet." Because and we did jump ahead because we're going back to the meeting with the parents in a second. Um, but
Oh, yeah, we did skip that.
him saying you snore, and then um, her saying,
But I felt it
"Well,
was playful. It was
what?"
like, I felt it was playful. I don't even know if she actually did snore or if he was just playing with her. It
That's
seemed like it was like playing and flirting with her. It wasn't like you snore so much I can't be around you
no,
or
I
like I
agree.
don't know.
I don't think that he meant any harm by it. Like you snore, okay, but to her. and I think that she's never like slept over, like she's had boyfriends. I don't think that she's a virgin necessarily, but I don't think that she's had like this experience. And so she's like, I don't want to do anything to interrupt your sleep. What? You want to sleep in another bed after the same second night or third night? Like she doesn't understand, like this is okay. She's like, she doesn't understand that what he said was no big deal. Like it was just, that was
Right.
it. That's what you do. And he said in his confessional, but I don't know if he said it to her. I would have a million nights sitting next to you snoring, or sleeping next to you snoring, and instead of one night without you. And she really needs to get it to her head. I'm married now.
Hmm.
Let's go back because I really want to go back to this. I actually like them together. I am so glad. I remember last week I said, Val, you're gonna have to start slow. You're gonna have to start touching his hand. You're gonna have to start rubbing his neck. You're gonna have to start doing these little things. And I was like, okay, Val, all right. So unprovoked, they were holding hands. And then when they started talking about the dad, they were, holding hands, and he was caressing her hand and everything. And then when they got the present or the little gift basket where they're going to the Florida Keys, she actually jumped
Hmm.
next to him and put her hand around him. And I said, okay, this is good, Val. Keep doing this a lot. Just those little
Yes.
things. So let's talk about the mom, meeting the mom and the auntie. What did you think about that?
I thought it was good. I don't know. There was a part where they were all laughing, but Bao wasn't. And so I was kind of like, huh? I don't I couldn't pick up on what it was, or like I don't know. But it seemed, I don't know. I don't know what was
There was
going
a
through
part,
Bao's head.
and it was a part that the aunt said that I didn't understand what she meant, or that I was like, what did she say? So you're right,
Yeah.
I didn't understand that part, and I was like, did she say that he can be a stay-at-home dad? I don't understand that. But knowing that Johnny
Oh.
purposefully invited that aunt, he said, my aunt, she's the type that she'll say these inappropriate things. He said, I purposely invited her. So, so they'd have a little bit of fun. So I said, okay. So one, I get that I didn't understand what the context of what she meant and what she said. But I said, okay, this is actually going to be good. What I thought was sweet was Johnny and Val sitting on the little balcony and asking about the dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
she really comforted him. I love that.
I love that she comforted, and she said, and she reassured him, not just comforted
Hmm.
him, excuse me. She reassured him, I'm good with dads. I'll speak Vietnamese to him. I'll do this. It'll be okay. And I was like, okay, Val, okay. And like, this is what you need to do. And I don't think he's a super crier uh he's not a super crier
Yeah, those were
like Zach.
tears of anger though. Those, I felt like those were tears like he was angry. I don't think those were like tears of sadness. So I don't think he's emotional as far as crying because his feelings are hurt. I think yeah, I think that dad definitely hit a nerve in him. So I'm like, because
Yes.
I feel like I'm not an emotional person, but if I'm mad and I can't do anything about it, I will cry. So,
Yeah, crying mad. That's what it's called, crying
mhm,
mad. I've been there before. And I think that
mhm,
he's just frustrated with the state of his and his dad's relationship. He's just frustrated. Like this was a really big time in my life, and all you wanted to do was lecture me, and he was really frustrated with that. But I really
mhm.
appreciate that she reassured him. So let's go back to the sex talk. How did you?
I appreciated Johnny's honesty. I can totally relate. Leave my booty alone. Just stick to where things are supposed to
Yes.
go. So I agreed with him on that, and I thought it was cute the way he brought it up. It wasn't intimidating. It wasn't like in a way that she would feel uncomfortable. but I think it's an important conversation to have, to know what your partner's like yes and
But there,
no's are. So
yes,
I think it's important to have that discussion. I think a lot of couples don't and end up dissatisfied because they don't know what their partner likes or wants. So I thought it was a good discussion for them to have. And hopefully, not Johnny, Bao would get more comfortable with him in that area.
I think I love the fact that like the whole time he's conversating with her, he's every word he's caressing her shoulder, and he was
Yes, he
like,
was
okay,
stroking that arm, girl.
he was stroking that arm. So, do you think that Johnny is gonna pull all the way back like he said? He was like, "I we can come all the way back. It's important for us to be friends." He's ready to go. How long is that all the way back
Hmm.
going to last? Do you think he's going to stick to that?
I think he will. I think, yeah, he seems very intentional with her.
I think he's going to have a lot of these, what they're called talking heads, his one-on-ones, and he's going to be like frustrated. He's going to have a lot of players. He's going to, where he's like, okay, when are we going to get down to it? But I think that he really does respect her. I think he really does respect her, and I think he really does want this to work. So he's going to wait as long as she does. But I appreciate the fact that Bao did say, "I can tell by the way you kiss me that that's going to be we're going to be good in bed." So I said, okay. You need to keep reassuring him. If you're not going to do the do, you need to keep reassuring him. So that's good. What did you think about the conversation? And we just turned this around. What did you think about the conversation with her brothers? They told him that
Yeah. I don't, I wish they hadn't have done that before, because now I understand why Johnny would feel a way about that. I think if it had came from her first, even if she was like joking about it, like, oh my gosh, I saw the gifts and I thought you were going to be like this. And then I saw you and blah, blah, blah. And I was relieved that like he would have took that differently. But when the brothers come in, and they're like, she was freaking out. She was doing this and that, and he had no clue. I think that's, yeah, that's that's a road for drama because I think it
yes,
should have came from her.
it should have came from her, but as we know, production like that, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit more. They like to stir a
Right.
little bit of pot. They like to stir the pot. So I'm not surprised it came from the brothers. I feel like that they were trying to give him a red flag. They were trying to give him the ins and outs of Bao. Um, and they said, well, I don't know if this was the sister or best friend who it was, but she said, well, how are you going to be ready to marry if you've done a lot of these, one-off dates? But I feel like Bao's been doing the same thing. He's like, as soon as I see something I
Mhm.
don't like, I move on to the next person. Bao is so structured that she needs a spreadsheet for everything. So I think that she's been doing the same thing.
Yeah, if she has a spreadsheet for vacation clothes, she is definitely been one-offing these days.
Good point.
So she is very structured, no nonsense, no mess. So I was like, even I like that Johnny was accepting of the spreadsheets. I would have been like, what in the world? But
Right.
Johnny was accepting. He's like, if she gives me control of the spreadsheets, that's how I know she trusts me.
See, and
So
that's why I really like Jay. Like he is super funny and sweet. If I mean, he's got some jokes, but he took it in stride. He laughed hysterically, and that's what I'm more like. Okay, check this off my list. Okay, make sure I got this in my suitcase. Okay, good, I'm done. But she's got a spreadsheet for everything. I hope she doesn't need a spreadsheet for when they have sex because that's not going to be good at all.
ciao.
What is the
Like
ratio of
5 minutes missionary, 5 minutes.
turn like this?
I couldn't. I couldn't.
Okay, so do you think they're gonna make it? Do you think they're gonna say yes?
I've heard some things and I want them to stay together. That's what I'll say. I want them to stay together. I'm really rooting for them because I can see it working, but I'm just like, I don't know.
I know I've
I
heard
don't know.
some things
They
too,
are
but
my favorite this season.
they are my favorite too right now. They are my favorite. What's up, Tia Maria? We haven't gotten to one of our favorites yet. Yeah, and Tia Maria, she loves a spreadsheet. She's a big fan of a spreadsheet. But sometimes you gotta let the spreadsheets go sometimes.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so what did you hear? Spill the tea, but I think you and I watched the same thing. So what did you hear?
I saw a lot of spoilers that
I did
basically a
too.
lot of them are not staying together. So I don't know if they I can't remember. I think it was something like they stayed together on decision day, but after decision day they decided to split. But I'm like, no. It's not true. It's
Yeah,
not true.
I know it's not
It's
true.
not
And
true at
that's so
all.
funny that you say that. Maria S. After I was on your show, I did the next day, I said, well, let me look at the spoiler alerts because I do like the spoiler alerts. And I was like, oh no, I got to stop watching this because I feel like as soon
Yeah.
as I got to Bao and Johnny and I saw that, I said, oh, I'm turning this off. So I don't want to see anymore. Because I was like, okay, now I'd be upset if they didn't at least try.
Mm-mm.
Okay, who's next? Who do you want to go to next?
Rachel, let's do
I
Rachel
know
and
that's exactly what I
Jose.
was thinking.
Where
Okay,
do
let's
we
start from the beginning with them.
begin?
Yeah, so let's
Okay.
start with okay, so meeting of the meeting first. Let's tackle Jose meeting Rachel's mom and sister, or mom and best friend.
I
That
felt like you said before, with the whole producer plants and all that, I felt like they told that sister to talk about how messy she is to, because I'm like, where is this coming from? And this is y'all's first sit down, and that's what you want to say about her? That's what you like,
no, I totally
that's what you
agree.
want to do? And
This
I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I felt like maybe the producers was egging that on a little bit, or maybe they just really don't like Rachel. I don't know. I don't know which one it
I wanted that sister to stop saying words. I was like, stop saying words out of your mouth. I was like, stop it. Because in the way she said it too, I was like, okay, maybe production told you, well, pick one of her faults and kind of exaggerate. I don't know how they said it, but that was a lot. I was like, this, you're really going overboard. And I was trying to remember, I remember when Bree talked to Vince's family and said what makes him mad, what makes him sad, but they just said, "Oh, her worst habits are she's a mess, her car's a mess, this, that, and the other. She doesn't think a lot. When she gets too busy, she just lets her life go." I was like, "Oh Lord, what to get? Like, stop."
is.
So so I was like, y'all are talking too much. Stop saying words. Stop. And I would hate that. Would you? Okay, so would your mother meeting your man do that to you?
No, but I'll save it for Zach and Michaela. But my parents have done the whole did can you tell she's spoiled? Can you tell that type of thing? And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So I'll save that for Zach and Michaela. But I've had them do that where I'm like, that's not what I wanted out there like that.
Yeah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. No, that's not what you do. So during their packing, um, during their packing, I was going to go back to their conversation after they met the parents. Um,
Mhm.
but when she met his parents, they said he is super organized. Like he does take organization to a new level. And I think that in the back of her head, she keeps thinking, what are we going to argue about? What is what's going to be like, is he putting on, I feel like he's putting on, bringing his representative. Like he is definitely, it's not love bombing, but he's definitely saying you're beautiful. He's telling her how beautiful she is, like every 5 minutes, which is not a bad thing. But is she picking up on that, one? And two, is this like we got kept keep calling it the calm before the storm? Like, oh, this is great. This is his representative. And then once they get back from the honeymoon, may the real Jose please stand up. That's what, and I feel like in the back of her head, she's more of a realist. She's thinking, is this really him? When are we going to argue? Because this guy is really, really nice and sweet to me and all of these things. So what did you think about that?
Um, with Rachel and Jose, yeah, I don't know. I what stood out to me was the whole I don't know. Okay, so for let me backtrack. So the whiteboard where he writes his expenses and stuff. I was like, ooh, I want a little whiteboard. I think I'm gonna
Me
start
too.
doing that. I thought it was a good thing. I didn't see it as a bad thing. Even when he brought it up to Rachel and was kind of like on the sense of, I'll help you get there. And you see her face where she's kind of like, I didn't say I want to
Mhm.
do that. So that's kind of like he does, he seems like he's willing to help her and like get her on track, but does she want the help from him? I don't think there's some things I think she's happy with how her life is and she wants to keep it that way. So I don't know.
Is it going to be help from him or is it going to be forceful from him? It
Yeah,
sounds
that's another thing. I feel like it's help, but I feel like it's also getting you to do things my way.
right. That's what.
So,
Mhm.
so that's yeah, so that's what I noticed too. And maybe that's what she's picking up on solely that he wants me to do things his way, even with trying to brush her teeth. I was like,
Oh, we're going to go to that. We're going to go to that in a second.
yeah, so
So,
yeah, that was a no. Yeah.
So when he said that, so like this man has done all of these things, and I'm really sick of him giving his resume every 5 minutes, first of all. But I've got two houses, I've done this, I've done this part in my career, and all of these things. But at the same time, she hasn't paid off all her student loans. Like I don't think that her credit score is in the crapper, but she's still got some things to take care of. That's what it sounded like to me. But he's like, I'll help you get there. But I'm just wondering how he is, what does his help look like? And is she going to stand up for herself? Because that's one thing that she's even said. Usually I don't stand up for myself, and I'm really learning to stand up for myself. I'm really learning to speak up for myself. So, what did you think about her mental notes? Do you give mental notes when you're mad?
I take mints. I think I do that. Yeah, I do that. I only do that if it's not the time or place to bring it up because I feel like the whole mental notes thing, it kind of sounds like she's one to hold things in and not really like speak up when something's bothering her. So if something is bothering me or if I don't like something, I do take a mental note if it's something that I can't deal with right then and there. But it seems like she resorts to these mental notes. So
And then she harbors everything. That No, you're right.
Mhm.
Now I am that person that, okay, we're driving or we're doing this. I won't say it right now, but for her to just harbor everything and hold everything in and then not say it until she's ready to blow up, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. So
Mhm.
let's talk about these condoms.
Child, okay, first of all, Lil Man pulled out the magnums, and I said, okay, Jose,
Those are the
do
condoms
they
that
fit,
they leave.
Jose?
Those are the
Do
condoms
they
that
fit?
from the production though. Those are the condoms that they left
Oh,
at
he
the
didn't buy them because he
no.
might have needed to leave them there if he couldn't fit them anyway. So that's all I'm saying.
Hey, don't ever underestimate a short man. Don't ever underestimate a short man. That's all I got to say about that. Go ahead.
Okay, so is that I think that's it for them. So we'll
But she took the
go.
condoms out. No, she took the condoms out of the
Oh yes, yes,
bag.
yes. And I thought that was very soon.
Yes, Amaya.
So
Tell her about it.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. But
Anyway, go
so
ahead. But she said the words, that's not how you get pregnant. I was like,
I'm
wait a
like, you
second.
trying to do that on the honey? I thought it was pretty fast. It was pretty page of her.
Yes.
That's what I'll say. It's pretty page of her. But I was like, you trying to have kids that fast when everything this man says to you, like you sucking up
Oh,
your face and you making all these faces. So it's like
you have a point. You absolutely, that's my girl Tia Marie. You absolutely have a point.
that's
If he,
very, very, very true.
because Tia, we were always talking about he's standing on his wallet and he keeps bringing up this resume and all of these things,
And if
but
they have to stand on their wallet, it's because something else is
he is
not.
overcompensating for something else. You
Yes.
are that is very true.
Yes.
That is very true.
The thing
Um,
ain't thinking.
the
Okay.
thing ain't thinking. The one I'm talking about, he was thinking, but this he was under six. I was like, what is happening? Okay, anyways, I'm telling too much. See, I get on here every week and tell too much of my business with you, Misha. Anyway, so yes, so I said she's moving too fast. She's moving too fast. She said that's not how you get pregnant. And now I think she was joking. I think she was joking. And I think that she probably had some
That's
condoms.
not a joke. That's not a joke I would play about
That's true.
because like having a kid is a serious thing and you gonna pull them out and put them on the bed.
Yeah. He
Like
put
it's
them in a
one thing to
suitcase. He
say
was like,
it.
just in case.
It's one thing to say it, but then to grab them and remove them from the suitcase, you seem like you really about it.
Right.
So I don't know. I
And
don't know
she may
about
have
that
been
whole
on
thing.
birth control. She may be on birth control, but still, like, you just you never know. You never know. So you're right. I definitely agree with you. That's not a thing to be joking about because
Hmm.
that's still not going to stop diseases. So she needs to be careful, and especially in the first couple. Yes, I know that they do all of these tests and they have to do all of these things before signing up for this, but still, I just think that's too soon. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so Jose is into he is into her. He is into her. They're just they got the evening, let's head to bed, let's relax, and she's brushing her teeth. I didn't actually hear I was like, what did he just say? So did he just say let me brush your teeth?
I don't know if he asked or if he grabbed it like to do it for her, but I
He
heard
went
her
like
say no.
this.
She
Yeah.
was very clear on no, you're not going to do that. And she even said, I that was weird. Like I don't so yeah, that was yeah. I don't even know what to say about it. It was so weird.
Yeah, this is actually what I was. Yeah, he is. I don't know that he's trying too hard, but I definitely think he's in it. Like, I think that it might have been like the let me brush your teeth. I think that he makes awkward jokes, very similar to Ryan. When Ryan does speak, he has some awkward jokes. I think that yeah, he just does these awkward jokes. Like, that was really
Mm,
awkward. And brushing of the teeth, that's not horrible, but we haven't been together for 30 years. I don't know that I'm going to do that after meeting somebody for 48 hours. Well, no, I know I'm not
yeah.
going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not,
I
because,
don't think they were that comfortable with each other to be doing
right.
that.
And I said, okay, so she's going to stick up for herself. And she's like, okay, that's gross. Like, I'm here with you, but no. Um, yeah, so I think that one, it's either going to happen on the honeymoon or as soon as they get back from the honeymoon.
Yeah, I
They're
think they're next in line
they're next in
to
line. They're next in
yeah.
line. They're they're in it. I definitely think that she's interested and they're in it and they're I do hope they make it, but I think that there's going to be some issues there that come up.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Do you want to go?
Okay, so let's move on to Michaela and Zach. So let's start with the meeting of the parents. First of all, I don't know if they showed it on the wedding episodes, but I had no clue that the DJ had called out for Michaela to dance with her dad. And I'm like, how do they not know that? How do they not know that her dad's not there?
They
That
did.
he's
That
passed
there's no
away?
way. That was part of her story, and that was really shady from production. That's exactly
Yeah,
what I
it
wanted to
seemed
talk about.
planted, another plant.
It was really shady because unless they what they could have done, because you could see that, and it probably wasn't a half an hour or anything like that. It probably was about 5 or 10 minutes, but they cut to Michaela tearing up, then cut to one of the sisters tearing up. They could have said to his dad, Michaela's dad's no longer with us. Would you like to do a father daughter dance with her? They could have done it a little better than that, but I think that was really shady from production. They knew that,
Hmm.
and and the fact that they did it that way just to get airtime and just to get a poignant moment or tears coming down her face was not cool. Yeah, they had to know. They had to know.
Because even Zach knew. I feel like Zach knew at that point
Oh
because
no,
he
she
kept
started
saying,
tearing.
I got you, I got you. He was saying something to her when that
So
happened.
yeah, so he said, is everything okay? Do you want to talk about it? And she said, no, not right now. And he said, I got you, we'll talk later. Like that. But so she started tearing up. But I don't think at that part of the way, no, I was gonna say, did she tell him then, like during that old
Mhm.
reception night? If she told him, meaning Zach, she definitely didn't tell the parents because she told him
Yeah.
the next day. So yeah, I definitely think that was shady by production. Or maybe they
How
didn't tell
did
the
you?
DJ or something,
Yeah.
but production knows.
Somebody was
Because it was
missing
part of her
and
story. It was
carrying
part of
the
her.
message.
Right. It was part of her intro story. It was part of her story. The dad's pictures were up and everything. That was not cool. That
It
was not cool.
wasn't.
It was
How
just
do
so
you feel
sweet
about
though.
the parents? Yeah. The dad seems a lot more receptive towards her than the mother. But what did you think about that whole? Well, let's talk about the parents and then we'll get to Michaela because Michaela was
Okay.
lying a little bit.
Oh yeah,
But
she was like, but the mom and dad and the whole dinner, the whole lunch. Well, first of all, it was a really sweet lunch, and all his family were there. Like Zach's brothers were there and everything. But the mom is side eyeing Michaela. The mom is still that's her baby boy, and that Michaela is their baby sister. But the mom is still. I think she even said, "I go by actions. I'm not
yes,
saying
not
anything
words.
right now." But she's
Yes.
she's still side eyeing the whole thing. And the mom is when they she gives new meaning to the word matriarch. The mom is, the dad said he's spoiled. And the mom said he's not spoiled. And the dad said they are all spoiled. And I think that he is spoiled. Being the youngest boy, he probably is
Yeah.
spoiled. But she's a mama bear. She is a mama bear. Um, I do appreciate that whole moment when she started tearing up and the brother put her arm around her and they really comforted her and the dad and she said thank you for the dance. I thought that was really sweet. But and I really feel like now, right now, before Hurricane K comes, they are a good family. Like they do want to welcome her in, and the dad is really welcoming. But I feel like the mom is running that show. Like the mom, they may conversate, but she may be she's the last word. What do you think about that?
Yeah. That's like Amaya Baker brought up a good point. Think she thinks the mom's caught up in the process, not necessarily liking Michaela. That's what I was
Mm-hmm.
trying to pinpoint. Like, does she not like Michaela? or is it the fact that, or is she like that with any woman?
That's a good
So
point.
that's
Well,
what I was trying to figure out, because maybe it's not necessarily against her. It seems like she just might be very overprotective and just skeptical of everyone. So yeah, that's what I was kind of picking up from the mother. The dad seems all in with Michaela,
mhm.
like he likes her. Maybe he's just outgoing, but he seems more receptive of her. But Michaela, when they asked her, "Are you jealous?" I'm not jealous, but I can be. Girl, which one is it?
So did
Which
they ask her
one
that, or was that the conversation with when she had the conversation with Zach?
was it?
Because she had a conversation with Zach. I want to get into that in a second. Because well,
No,
let's
but
go
I
back.
thought it
So
was no, that was with whatchamacallit. But
with
I'm mixing them up. But then when she's with the parents, she starts talking about her upbringing and seeing
mhm.
conflict and saying she's not the one to throw, yell, scream, and all that stuff. And I'm like, what was that in the previews then?
Right,
What were we
right.
seeing there?
So,
So
sweetie, she was trying to
old
reassure
habits
them.
die hard. So
Right,
maybe that's not the way
exactly.
she wants to act, but because she was raised in that, I think that's like her first nature to react like that. So yeah.
I think she reacts a lot on emotion, but she's trying to reassure them and say, "Oh no, I don't argue like that. I don't do this. I don't do that." I said, "Sweetheart, that is all you do. That is all you." And I think that again, she's just trying to reassure them. She would never. Here's a good point. She would never tell them there's a hurricane inside of me. She's not going to tell them that. So
Hmm.
so she's trying to be, I sneezed. She's trying to be really nice and reassure them, but
Yeah. I like
that's not.
I get wanting to impress them, but to sit at that table and full on lie, like you could have talked about, I'm sure there's other good qualities about her. She could have focused on that, but you just go sit in front of these people and lie in their face.
And lie in their face. And she didn't have to say there was a hurricane, but she could have said something else. Well, how does he argue? Or just turn it around on him or something. But yes, there's a
Right.
hurricane coming, as we all know. Um, but she was like, they said, "So how are you doing? How are you feeling?" "I'm wonderful. I got a husband." She's a lot. She's a lot. She's like, "I got a husband." And so what they were saying was that she's doing so much. I feel like she's the one that's she's doing a lot to impress him. She's all in. She's all in. She's all into this process. And the mom, Tia Marie was saying that she has a right to be suspicious. She has a right. The mom has a right to be suspicious. But I think this process, as you said, the mom hasn't had a chance to get to know her future daughter-in-law. She had basically
Right.
2 weeks to adjust to the situation, and now you're marrying this woman that I've never met before. The mom wants to be involved. I think the mom wants to be involved. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
definitely see where they can butt heads. But what was yeah, so the preview show that Zach possibly has COVID and he's trying
Yes.
to keep Michaela away from him. And she starts pouting and telling him he's so mean. What are your thoughts, Crystal? Because I can't even,
The man
I
has
can't
COVID,
even.
and the funny thing is, in the scene today, the other night, he said, "I found out my best friend had COVID," and then we see the previews for the next episode. So either the guy was either at the wedding or he hung out with his best friend before. I don't know because everybody still had to get a COVID test, so I don't
Yeah, so I,
know.
I thought everybody at the wedding was COVID tested, I would think. But
Right,
so where,
right.
oh, but they were on that plane. Maybe he picked it up on that plane.
Maybe he did.
Um,
I don't know, but now And she's like, well, I didn't want to spend my honeymoon alone. I didn't get married to spend my honeymoon alone and everything. Um, Now I'm hoping that this isn't all production, or not all production, but because they only edit what they give you or what you give them.
Mhm.
But at the same time, uh, I think that she's being inconsiderate, and I think that this is going to be very telling for Zach. And he needs her, especially at this time, to be his helpmate, to be his wife. That's what he needs.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. They might not have took the vows of in sickness and health. Well, clearly she didn't, because it was like, you're raining on my parade. I want to be outside. I want to be having fun. This is my honeymoon. And quite frankly, they in Florida Keys. You ain't missing much of nothing. Like, you're
Oh, we're
fine
gonna get into that in a second.
sitting where you are. So
Right.
I was just like, it's a bit much. And that might be the beginning of Zach seeing what he doesn't like in her. Because if I was sick and someone's complaining
Mm-hmm.
about what they can't do now, that would be a huge turnoff to me.
Yep.
So,
I agree. I think, and this is why this is one of the reasons. Like with Bree, when his grandmother had the heart attack, when Vince's grandmother had a heart attack, I said that would so be me. I would have been like, one, like you just said, it was Vegas. Like we can do this in a like. No, family is important. Let's
mhm,
go. And then that would have totally been me. And so now you've
mhm,
got COVID. This is, a threat to your life, and this is going to be very telling for him to see how he really reacts, how she really reacts in a crisis situation, in a serious situation. Yeah, this is going to be very telling for him. Um, so this is going to be just the start of something. This is going to be the start of the hurricane. Hurricanes start with like heavy rain, and then
yeah.
so yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
All right, so Gil and Marla, what you got for
Yes.
them? Because I know.
First of all, I saw your show and you are wrong. Your eyebrows are much better than his. First of all,
Crystal, you did not see that man's eyebrows
yeah,
when he
I
was
did.
laying on that bed talking to her, and they had a close up of his face. I said, "Oh, those are freshly waxed.
Yes, he's
You
got the, and
just got those done."
so is Jose's. Jose has a black barber. I don't know where gets his stuff done, gets his maintenance done, but that man takes care of himself. So with Gil, yes, he does take care of himself, and he does in his talking head. He said, "I need money to. I understand the need for money. You need money to live. You need money to take care of yourself." And he does, I'm sure, take care of his maintenance. He's a personal trainer. But um, but saying that he doesn't live by money, or he doesn't what was the
He's
words?
motivated by
Motivated.
money.
That's the word. Motivated by money. Now, back and forth, you and I, we that's why I love doing this with you, because we differ on the guilt. I think, hold on, I got my banner ready for you, because yes, his eyebrows were fresh. But Moody Merla, thank you to Tia Maria for giving her this title. Moody Merla is a big complainer. Now,
Mm.
I will agree, and we're going to go back to meeting the family. But uh, I will agree with one thing. That hotel was not the best. And the furniture from the hotel was right off the Golden Girls set. I will agree with you on
The
that.
hotel, the hotel, when Rachel walked in and was so impressed, and this is a honeymoon suite. I've never been in a honeymoon. I said, child, you still ain't been in no honeymoon suite.
Right.
That
It's not,
that was not a honeymoon
I will
suite.
agree with you on
Rachel
that.
ain't never been nowhere in her life. That's what she
But
told me.
But I think that she was just trying to be sweet about it. I was like, sweetie, you'll be in nicer hotels. So I will give you that. The furniture for the hotel was straight off the Golden Girls set. I'll give you that one. But she complained the whole time. She complained before they got on the flight. When they got the basket, Oh, you said you needed a hat. Oh, but I won't wear it because I have my hair like this. Oh, well, the mask gonna mess up my eyebrows. He just rolled his eyes. He was so done then. Then they get off the flight, and that pool, my pool is bigger than that. Oh, is that the ocean out there? And I said, and what she could have done, even if she doesn't like it, because I get that it's not the best, but okay, well, let me see it in the daytime because right now, because I've been because I told you I'm from South Carolina, from Beaufort. In Paris Island, I was on this at this restaurant and looking out into the ocean, but it was pitch black. I can't see. So I said, this probably looks beautiful in the daytime, but right now I'm not feeling it. So she could have said something else,
Yeah.
but she was like, ugh, what is that? Is that the ocean out there? Ugh. Like everything was a complaint. And then she's the type that doesn't do exactly what she says. Or she likes to complain for complaint's sake. He said, "What do you want to eat? A salad?" And she says, "I don't always eat salad, but yes, I want a salad." And I said, "Oh Lord!" And then she got mad because she was called high maintenance, and she said, "I'm easy to please." Literally, everything in the last 10 minutes that you said and did says that you are not easy to please. You are not easy to
Mhm.
please. So that's my rant. Go ahead, but we'll go back to the meeting of the parents. I have more to say on before they got off the flight. Go.
So my take is that she is not into Gil. So, she had that revealing wedding dress, and it's like as soon as she met Gil, she hopped into them flannel
Christmas
pajamas.
pajamas.
Ever since she has got married, she claims to be high maintenance, but she's been in a messy bun with no makeup ever since she met Gil. So my take on it is she is not into that man. And I think, I don't know, part of me feels that she is complaining because she just doesn't want to be there with him and she's not interested in him. Then the other part of me sees the side of her that claims to be classy, but she's very new money. Just because you have money does not come with class. So you can't claim that because you make this much that you're all of a sudden classy or you're on this level. And I also think that about her. She thinks that she's higher than what she really is. So I think all of that plays a part in it, but I think the bottom line is she knows Gil's a firefighter. Him saying money doesn't motivate him. And I was like, then what motivates you? Because it should be them eyebrows, being able to get them eyebrows done, and that you need money for that. So my whole thing, I didn't understand it with Gil. I understand Marla's perspective about having multiple streams of income and always looking for the next stream. I understood that. I get that with Gil. I I don't know. He didn't expand too much on that, and his him being a volunteer firefighter kind of explained his whole perspective. Because if you don't respect money, money won't respect you. So it kind of, I don't know.
Oh,
It's I didn't I can understand. Not that I can understand, but I saw how she was already not really into him from the beginning, and it's just dropping lower and lower and lower. But of course they had that little trauma bonding moment about both of their fathers being killed. That is sad. I don't wish that on nobody. At the same time, I was like, dang, this is crazy. This is this is extreme because you just met each other and now you're talking about this. So it was, I think Gil, I don't know. I don't think Gil's falling for her, but I think he might even end up getting friend zoned
oh yeah.
by her.
So
But
and you said something before that they love to do this opposites attract thing. Let me go
mhm.
back to the new money comment that you said, which I love. I think that she wants to have the perception of having money. She is all about what people think of her. She wants to walk in looking like money. And it's okay that you don't have a lot of money, but she wants to show off like she does. And the constant complaining. And I get that, like right now, you can't travel anywhere. Like you can't. You were not going to the south of France, sweetheart. You're not going to go to the south of France. So if you're in the Florida Keys, I mean, honestly, I would take the Florida Keys over Vegas. So hey, like just relax about every little thing. And
Yeah.
sometimes if you constantly start in as a complainer, then that's all that he's going to think of you as in 48 hours. So to me, she did complain from the beginning. She didn't like how they were doing her bridesmaids makeup. It was all of these little things, and then for her to say, "Oh, but I'm
That's
easy to
true.
please." Oh, but I'm easy to please. No, you're not. But
I
it's
think
okay not to be.
she was being sarcastic. She knows she's a lot, and I think that was her way of saying, "I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down. I'm not that bad to put up with." So I think even when she was saying high
Mm.
maintenance, no, that's not me. Like she knows good and well that she is like, I don't even think high maintenance is the right word for her. I think she thinks that complaining about things is being high maintenance, and that's not necessarily it. But I just, yeah, yeah. That's,
Okay, I will. So to me, Gil is actually very honest. He said, I don't love my wife, but I like my wife. I like her as a person. I think that what she does for a living, her counseling
mm,
principles or in education, I think he likes that side of her. But that's not going to be sustainable if she keeps complaining and she keeps acting the way she is. I'm sorry. Let's go back. To when she met the his two best friends because his parent all his
mm.
family is in Colombia. And when Gil met her family or her friends. Now I'm going to ask this because I was talking to Tia Maria about this. What did you think of him meeting her brother and two other guy friends?
That was weird that it was a whole, like, even when they cut the scene to them and it was just all these men, I was like, okay, where's everybody else at? Like that's what I was thinking. But I don't know. I just think that it's a bit much with the overprotectiveness and acting like she's Queen Elizabeth or something. I just I just think it was a bit much, but yeah.
I
I
thought it was
like
strategy. I thought it was
mhm,
strategy. I totally thought that because she could have asked the other friends, the two
right.
black girls and her other friend, her bridesmaids, she could have asked them. But I thought it was strategy. One, I don't think, and Tia Maria brought a great point that he's a charmer. He can talk to you about anything, and I think that to women, he would probably come off charming and smile and everything. But I think that she wanted some muscle there. I think that she wanted some muscle there. What did you? Yeah, that's what I think. I think that that was strategy. I also think that. Well, you tell me what you thought about her meeting with the two ladies.
The first thing I noticed was her get up. The messy
Yes, I
bun,
did too.
the no makeup, the crew neck, and a trench coat.
And
I
the
was
trench
like, she
coat.
ain't trying to impress nobody. She just don't give a damn at this point.
I said, "What are you doing?" Okay, the torn jeans and the trench coat was killing me. I said, "What degrees is it in Texas?"
I couldn't even hear a word she was saying because I was just like, okay, she don't give a damn. She don't care about, like, if you look at her and Bow, yes, it's different cultures, yada yada yada, but you see the care, the intention. So to me, she seems checked out. Like she
So
knows he's not going to be able to meet her
standards.
at her level. So she's just like, let's just go ahead and go through these 8 weeks and so I can say no on decision day.
That's interesting. After the trench coat caught my eye, she walked in and the young lady asked her, well, how are you doing? How did you sleep? She said, how did you sleep? And she's like, well, I wasn't trying to be rude or thinking that they got it in last night. I was just trying to, I know that because we didn't get home until 2:30 in the morning. She said, I'm moody when I don't get to sleep. And I was like, you can't be cordial to two women you've never met before. That, like, even if she's not into this man, like, be a little cordial. She was like, I really didn't get a lot of sleep, but I'm here and it's nice to meet you. Something. But she literally said to two women you've never met before, I'm moody. If I came on the
Mhm.
screen and hadn't seen you in what, a week, and be like, Misha, I'm moody. I don't feel like doing this, like, which I never do. But I just felt like she was like, when I don't get sleep, I get moody. When I don't get what I want, I get in a mood, this, that, and the other. And I was like, wow, wow, like, oh, yeah. That's what caught my eye. That's what caught my eye.
Yeah.
I just thought that and I get what you're saying, that she's not into him. She's not into him.
Mhm.
And what did you think about? I've never heard emotionally loud. Them considering him emotionally loud.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I guess we'll have to wait. I didn't see that at all. I don't know what I get from Gil. I really don't. I don't know.
Like, I feel like he gets excited. Like, I didn't see any other guys on the stripper pole in The Bachelor when they said emotionally loud. That's what came to my mind. That big man on that stripper pole, and I said, "Oh, he likes to have a good time." That's what I got.
So emotionally loud, that meant have a good time.
But to me, that's what they
Or,
said. That's what he said. I get real passionate. Like, that's what he said. I get real passionate and I get
oh
really
yeah, I
excited.
remember
Excited. That
he
was the
did
word.
clarify
Excited.
it with because I that's what I remember because when what is her name? Merla brought it up to Gil and he was like he explained no it means this and she's like oh okay that's what I like that's what I wanted to know. Well, that's because I was thinking negative, like emotionally loud. Like, is he crying everywhere? Is like, what does that mean? Like, is he sulking? Is he whining? Like, what does that mean?
And I thought that was a weird, like, I felt like she was trying to catch him in a lie. I know that, I know,
Yeah, she was
yeah.
definitely
She was like, oh,
testing
yeah, I just wanted
him.
to make sure. Yeah, she was testing. She even said, okay, I was just trying to test you and make sure that what they were trying to say. So they both had fathers pass very tragically.
I'm gonna be honest.
Please.
So Merlis didn't it wasn't adding up as you say the math wasn't mathing. The story wasn't I was like this is odd. This is an odd story. Then I was thinking about how they're Colombian. I was like, uh-oh, was they fathers like in some power type of like ghost or Tommy type of stuff? But it didn't really they are Colombian. Things happen out there. So I was just like, but Merla's story, even when she was first hesitant about talking about it, so I was like, I don't know what's behind it or what this family got going on, but I was a little skeptical about if Merla was like telling the full truth or was there something else behind it? I don't know. It just and the whole I don't know. They I think Gail was probably seeing it as, oh, we have something in common. We connected. And I don't think Marla was on the same page with it. So, like, as far as them making a connection, but yeah, I understand they're strangers, but it was the wedding night and yeah, and she already in the in flannel pajamas. She already there's already distance. So I don't think that helped in that department that night. But
So to me, and you're right that there was definitely holes in the story, and then that's another thing. I've been giving Marilla a lot of smoke, but that's what really was one of the first things that frustrated me. And then I gave her some grace on it was the fact that she asked Gil, "Well, what happened with your father?" He told her what happened, and then she was like, "I talk about it all the time. I'd really rather not." And I was like, this is the time for you to be open, and this is the time for you to be honest and talk about it. And then you didn't. The next morning, though, and I said, this actually shows me that Gil's the type that he's not going to necessarily let her get away with certain things that she does and says. Because he says, I understand last night you were tired. We were both tired. But, we really want to be open. I really want to know what happened. And so she explained it. So definitely there were some holes in the story, but I guess the daughter of his new wife, like, um, got together with her new husband or boyfriend, and they stabbed him to death. Like they lured him to a house and stabbed him to death. So you're right, they are Colombian, or I don't know if she's Colombian, but they are from a certain place that things happen. Um, but and they said that they confessed, but she said that I talk about it a lot, so I don't want to talk about it and everything. So there were some holes in the story, but their reaction to it, and I think that they were reacting. I gave her grace because I said, okay, I'll give you some grace because that you didn't say anything the night before, because that is not a 5 minute story. That is not something that's going to take you, oh, this is what happened, this real quick. And it's probably is the middle of the night, so this is a lot of long production. So she waited till the next morning and she talked about it. But uh, then they started, I think they were laughing because they were so surprised that they both had that in common. But it did seem like a weird, awkward laugh to me that they were both like laughing about this tragedy. But I was like, are they? I think they're laughing because of their connection. Go ahead. The commonality. Go ahead.
I think they're laughing because they know what goes on in Colombia. I don't know. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I love it.
But it's, yeah, because when you're, and if you're raised around that or you know about that life, it's kind of, you don't deal with it how normal, like how people who aren't used to that. I think anyone who's not used to that, that would be, there would be no laughing about that. They would be offended by laughing at that. But when you're kind of used to that lifestyle or environment or hearing stories about that, maybe it doesn't hold that same weight. So I don't know.
No, I think you have a great point. I think you have a great point. And she didn't, and I mean, after the cameras went away, she probably told her what actually did happen. She probably said
Right.
what actually did happen. She needs to hide the names to protect herself. That's a good point. I
My
love that
goodness.
point. So but you do have a point, and Tia Maria had the same point that she's just not into him. She's not into him. And what kills me is she says how she's such a passionate lover in the pre episodes and their
Hmm.
matchmaking episodes. Oh, I'm a super passionate lover, and Gil said the same thing.
They
But
both said that. I
yeah,
ain't
they
seen
both.
that one spark.
Not one spark. Oh, she's not. She's killing the spark. He wants some spark, but she's not killing. She's not into it. Mm-mm. And that stands to reason what you and Tim Marie were saying that she's not into him. She's not attracted to him. And
Mm.
and them red pajamas. She said, "Oh no, I'm." She probably brought two pajamas. She probably brought some pajamas that look like Val's or look like Rachel's, and she
Right.
bought the red ones. And she said, "Oh no, this is what he gets." And he's such a good guy too. He's such a good guy. Anybody would be attracted to him. But yeah, she's not having it. So I do want to talk about this though, because we had a huge
Hmm.
debate about the money situation. And I was also watching Kev on Stage and Mrs. Kev on Stage and Angel and Marcus. They review the show too. I'm good with her standing in her truth that this is the money I make. I want to live in this lifestyle. I want to be able to travel. But my thing is, when it comes to buying a big purchase together, or getting a house or getting something big, that's when there's going to be a bone of contention. It's going to be a conversation. If you're the one spending your own money, if you come in and say, "Oh no, I want to buy this, and this is for me," then great. But down the line, that's going to come up. That's going to come up. That's going to have that's going to be an issue. You're not, and I hear what he's saying. I actually believe they both have the same money story as far as when they were kids. They both grew up broke, or they both grew up, in poverty, in situations, as you said, in Colombia or in certain areas. So they've probably seen what money does to people. They've probably seen, but Gil, when he grew up, this is how what Gil thinks about money, and this is how Mirla thinks about money. She saw that, going to school as a female and not having it, and she said, "I'll never be broke again." So that's how she's handling it. So I'm good with her attitude towards money, but I do think that it's going to be an issue, um, if you both have to go in and pay for something. So that's what I think.
That's what I was thinking about when, because I see how it can, how you said, like how it can cause conflict. Because I thought about, you said you like these luxurious trips. Are you paying for him too? Like, how
Right.
does that how does that play out? But I love the fact that you brought up, because I can kind of see how his mindset, maybe seeing some things with Colombians and drugs or whatever, and seeing people die over money and things like that. Maybe that's why money isn't a motivation for him. I don't know. You
Hmm.
kind of opened my mind to that side of it. That could be a possibility. But with Merla, it's probably the opposite. She grew up seeing these people get money and have this lavish lifestyle. She saw the little trap queen with the furs and the diamonds, and she said,
Right.
"I want that." So I think they both saw that life, and one was attracted to it, the other one was like, "No, like
Hmm.
I want no parts." So I thought that was like an interesting perspective of it. But I do, yeah. So, because it's like, how do you split bills? How do you come together when your mindsets are so different on finances?
Right. It's yeah. How are you going to come together? It's fine if it's, um, but when it comes to houses, when it comes to rearing your kids, when it comes to, if you want to go them to go to a public school or a private school, or if you want them to do certain things, you want to take trips with the kids, it's going to come up. So I'm good with her having that mindset towards money, if that's always going to be her money for the next 10, 20 years, and that's it. But when it comes to, um uh being in a relationship, she's going to have to compromise on certain things. And that's why I keep saying, I don't think that I don't she's not a bad person, but she's not good for him. Like, they were not matched correctly. They were not matched correctly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so final thoughts. I think that's everyone, right? I think
Final.
that's all the
Yeah, that's
couples. Yeah.
everyone. You want my final thoughts?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think Hurricane K is coming soon. I hope that she gives him some consideration, at least while he's, in COVID, watch, and not feeling well, meaning, Zach. I think that Mirla and Gil are going to have, a lot of not good conversations. And I think that she does not like that he puts a mirror up to her face. He says, "You are hard to get along with," or he said, "You're high maintenance." I'm not high maintenance. She does not. Yes, you are high maintenance, and it's okay if you're high maintenance, if you're alone, and this is how you want it. But she's not gonna like that. Um, Oh gosh, I think that Bao and Johnny are going to progress very well. I think that they're going to have some communication issues. Hopefully, Bao doesn't shut down. And what's his name? Juan or Jose. I think I'm still watching them. Michaela and Zach aren't not gonna make it. And Mr. Sad Eyes, we gotta give him a nickname. We gotta give him a nickname. I don't know what it is right now, but um
He gonna be Space Jam. Because that boy is spaced out.
he's spaced
He gonna
out.
be
Okay.
Space Jam.
Ryan Space Jam. That's yeah, this is whew. He is spaced out. He's not talking. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot for her to contend with, and she should not be yanking anybody's chain to pull him along.
Yeah. I am just ready for the honeymoon. I'm ready for the drama. There's been so many weeks of the dresses, the telling the parents that I'm married at first sight, the meeting the parents, then going to brunch with the parents, and then I'm so sick of the families and I'm like, okay, I just seen enough of y'all. Let's get to the good parts. Like,
Right.
let's get to where Michaela acted fool. Okay. Can we
Exactly,
fast forward?
exactly. And they did so well with the preview, and now we gotta wait. We probably gotta wait about another 3 weeks or
Yeah,
so for it.
they're gonna drag that out. So it'll probably be a couple more weeks.
At least, yeah. At least, I think. And when he drives off, that's when they have their little gathering at another location when they have right before the end. So they're gonna be dragging this off. That's it. Thank you
Yeah,
guys
that's
so
it.
much for tuning
Yes,
in.
thank you.
Thank you for
Big shout
hanging.
out to Kamisha Reviews. She just shared the live. So thank you so much for your support. I want to thank Janice Hilton. Thank you for sending over your subscribers. And yeah, thank y'all for the support. We love it. Thank y'all for interacting in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with us during our technical difficulties. We've never had technical
Yes.
difficulties like that. So we are going to get it together. And thank you guys so much. This is going to be fun. Stay tuned for the next couple upcoming weeks because we're going to be doing this. Let us know what else you guys want us to review. I would like to review Love on Stage, but you need the app. You need the Kev on Stage app for that. So we are just looking to see what else we can do together. Thank you so much. And stay tuned. Please subscribe to
Oh, Sunday. We will be
oh
going live Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be reviewing tonight's new episode of Put a Ring on It. So tune in again on Sunday to see our review on that.
yes. Cheers to closure. Or yes, you want the mess. You want the or okay, thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to Misha Allen and please subscribe to Crystal Lynette. Thank you.